I mean, there was a while just for someone to hold large balances, you actually got back less than you actually gave them with negative interest rates. China's got a lot of money that it needs to put into investments. Can you even imagine passing or not getting 2.45 and looking elsewhere for their cash balance?
I don't think selling treasuries is going to be what they're going to do. But what's interesting is that throughout this year, investors have consistently underpriced the risk around trade and around potential escalation. So one of the things we pointed out about 2 weeks ago was that actually emerging market equity volatility had fallen to a one-year low. And that was despite, emerging market credit spreads rising. That was despite stronger dollar. That was despite, obviously, ongoing trade negotiations. So this tells you investors have consistently been, I think, too optimistic around this issue.
Is that an opportunity to hedge positions in emerging markets, which has been a very popular trade?
Yes, right. So we actually came out and recommended investors buy downside protection in emerging markets. That trade worked out well. But I think, one of the things that's notable with this correction compared to Q4, I get a lot of questions around that, is that this time we are seeing more hedging activity, right? So Q4, investors sold stock, moved to cash, didn't want to have anything to do with the market. This time around, hedge fund investors holding onto stock, but layering into hedges. So that's, I think, what's interesting about this market.
Sarat Kramer yesterday said dumping treasuries means nothing. They need the money anyway. They don't buy enough anyway. It's ridiculous. They don't have the ammo. Boeing, Caterpillar. Are you kidding? AG, please. So he was immediately dismissive of this. I saw other analysis that the way that selling would affect the currency in China would make exporting even more difficult and just exacerbate the problem. So
I think Kramer's right, because it's really posturing. It's them.
Why wouldn't we see? Sorry to interrupt, but why wouldn't we move? Let's see the 10-year move.
Because I don't
if it's really a problem,
I don't think they're really going to do it.
Right.
Because that's kind of the last salvo they're going to use, and that's basically then saying we're going at all out war. Right now, you're going tit for tat, posturing, more rhetoric. We got 3-4 more weeks. It keeps on, moving the date forward. But if they actually sell the treasuries, you're going to cause these unintended consequences. We know what's going to happen potentially with rates rising here, currency getting weaker, and then you've got these other effects as to trade, because those will just pass more prices on. But after that, then what do you do, right? Then you basically use pretty much your last option. And then, where do you go? And I think that would be the last thing that you'd want to see, because the negotiations go on. At the same time, the market now, to your point, last December, nobody expected it. Now it's kind of like, look, we know, same story again. We're crying uncle until we get to a deal. At the same time, our view is, you buy really good companies. And you look at companies that have strong cash flow. You look at the Microsofts of the world, the Googles of the world. You put capital to work at companies that are going to survive. Yes, they will be up and downs, but these are really good companies.
Well, Trump just said we could do a deal tomorrow. Who's he talking to when he says we could do a deal tomorrow? And when China and the state-run entities are tweeting and talking about how, stay tough, we're not going to be bullied, are we getting further apart, or is it really possible that a phone call to President Xi could bring this back?
I think it could get done quickly. It's a question of when both sides want to get it done and what they're going to take back to their respective constituents. Both want to save face. Both want to say we did the right thing. Right. You're probably not there right now, but give it a few weeks.
But when you say get done, I mean, this is the time when investors like me want a real deal.
Yes.
I've lived with China for 15 years. They have really screwed me over in manufacturing and IP.
And that's why the deal didn't get done last week.
And I want access to their middle class, which is the fastest growing market in the world, and I want an IP deal, and I want a platform where I can sue them when they breach those rules. Somewhere where I can go and litigate to keep them honest. I need those three things.